Hey, so this okay. Welcome to the session. Today is Saturday, 8:14 a.m. PST, California, and the date today is 22nd June. Today we will do the automatic payment program. There's lots of videos, even in my own channel, VRIT, FICO Jobs. If you go search, there are lots of videos on the automatic payment program, and there is also on-the-job support videos that I can find. I don't know where they are. Um, you can watch. I wish you guys have watched this before we have the session, but that's okay. I like to talk and have this very interactive. So automatic payment program. Okay, it's a payment program. It's a program. It makes a payment and automatically, right? How does it do automatically? So think about the scenario. You are an accounting clerk in a company. Okay, you're an accounting clerk in a company. Your job is to cut checks. Your job is to make payment. Your job is to initiate the payment. Your job is to get approval. Your job is to process the check. Your job is to write a check. Your job is to analyze how much is outstanding. Your job is to see what are the payment terms. Your job is to see when the payments are due. Your job is to see when you can get cash discounts. Your job is to see which bank allows what type of payment. Your job is to see what bank account has enough money, right? Right or not? Right? So your job is to see which payment method your vendor accepts. Your job is to see which vendor payment method your foreign vendor accepts, right? And your job is to check whether your company has access to initiate funds through the payment method. Your job is to check whether your bank, sending bank, has that payment method facility, right? And then your job is to check what kind of payment remittance advice you have to give, right? Your job is to check if it's electronic payment. If it's let's say you have to send it to wire. Do you have this facility? Okay, you don't have to go to the bank. How do you make this bank? How do you make this bank? How do you make your bank to do this for you? Correct? Clear? Any questions?
No.
So these are the things which I wanted you to think. These are the things which I wanted you to explore. These are the how the accounting clerk works in a company, right? Initiates this payment, right? So let's say you are a group company. Another thing. So your job is a group company. You have multiple company codes. One company will be paying for everybody's expenses. For example, I have a company. I have a sandwich company. I have a salon. I have a car dealer company. I have a grocery store. Okay. So I will not have an accountant for each of these companies, right? I usually have an accountant. I usually have a corporate office somewhere who will pay, who will collect all these invoices, who will run the balance sheet, P&L, who will close the books for all the company codes, correct? Centralized purchases, standardized, simplified, share. So they will use all this, correct? Now, in that situation, when I'm sending a payment on behalf of the grocery store, that vendor should know the payment is coming from that company, not this, right? I'm paying on behalf of this company, the grocery company, right? If I'm buying for example, a bag of, a chips vendor, or a lentils vendor for the grocery store, centrally they make a payment, correct? They don't have a different accountants. Okay. The sending company code is different from the paying company code. Paying company code is the company where the liability sits there. Sending company code is where, on behalf of the paying company, I can send the payment, right? Clear? Any questions? Why? Any questions? Any afterthoughts?
No.
Something is not right, or you don't like it? Wrong? No? Disagreements? Okay. Right. So these are the things which you will have to look at and see why we need to automate this. Because if I just explained you, these are the points, right? See, so many scenarios, so many things you have to take care of. An accounting clerk has to take care of so many things. Now, it's prone for error. it's prone for error. So what do? We can automate this. So my assignment given to you was the owner of the company bringing a developer, a programmer, and said, okay, hey guy, he's going to develop a beautiful program so that you don't have to do all this. Okay? Okay, sir. So you work with him and tell him all the requirements, business requirement, everything that you do, because there's a lot of manual process which I don't like to do. Can you automate this? Okay, so he's going to write a program. So what are the things you tell him that you do today in this world, sitting in your desk, so that this guy can take those steps, this workflow or steps or tasks, and put them into pieces, break them into pieces, and create a program into different modules and connect them and make it work, right? And interface with the bank, interface with the accounting system, interface with your payable system, interface with your your P&L, balance sheet, everything, right? So that's what I gave it. That's my assignment was. Clear? Now let's do it. So all this thing I told you, SAP already has built it. Okay. So that's called automatic payment program. SAP has already built it. You don't have to go and create new one. So it helps the companies to make a payment, like Uzair said, right? Bunch of payments in one single run, by push of a button, right? It's not as easy as pushing the button. You have to configure, which is set in a stone. You put all these details, your bank account, which company is paying, what is my payment remittance advice, how I'm connected to the bank, what is my payment, payment medium workbench, what is the allowed payment method, how much money I will have in each other bank account. If I initiate a payment, which GL account it will go from. All this, you set them in stone, you configure. And next thing is you run this payment program every week, every 10 days, whenever you need to run. Companies typically run on a Friday, or somebody runs on a couple of times a week, and all this stuff. Now, another question is, let's say people run. I think somebody answered the question before. Guys, excuse me for a sec, for like 2 minutes, okay? All right, you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. All right. So what we're going to do, we will execute the payment program today. Okay. We will execute the payment program today, and then we will see how this thing works. And then back in the configuration, or we can do the configuration first, and then we can do the execution. Okay. But since we talked about this, the functionality, which I think I actually gave a very detailed explanation today. Right? I think you guys agree. With that, we don't have to do the other way around. So, we don't have to execute this. And remember, I'm not teaching all the configurations, right? All the company code you never configure. Maybe you did or not. I don't know. The controlling area, account groups, I did teach you. I don't expect you to know them as well. Okay, but we will go into the configuration. Okay. So I mean, those company codes already configured. I can just run through them, and then we can execute. Alrighty. So we work on the company code we work on the company codes 1000, 3000, 006, HK33, ACE1, VRIT, blah blah blah. These are the company codes already created, available for you guys to practice. Okay. So we will use maybe 333 company code. Okay. So after this, I'm going to give you actually lots of exercise which involves VLOOKUP, Excel table downloads, VLOOKUP, and then also running this payment program. So in the meantime, can somebody tell me what are the important tables in financial accounting, Kamal? If you ask you what are the like 5 important, list down like six important tables in financial accounting.
BSEG
Okay.
and FAGL Flex A, FAGL Flex T,
Okay, great.
and BKRS.
Awesome.
That's it on top of my head now.
You can add BKPI.
Mhm. Yes. And anybody else can help? Who's there? You? Anand, Yamini? More?
I don't know, sir.
BKPF, BSEG, BSID,
Mhm.
REGOH, REGP,
Okay.
LFA1, LFB1,
Mhm.
LFBK, KNA1, KNB1,
Okay. Perfect.
SKA1, SKB1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. If people do not know about Yamini, she always keep the notes open. Not just joking. Good, Yamini. Any more? Anything? Anand, you? Can you help? Anand, are you there?
PA वगैरह BNK
Hmm?
BNK bank
I'm sorry, what did you say?
BNK
BNK, okay. And?
KNA1 KNB1
Okay. And then? Anyways. Alrighty. I should have paused this recording. Yeah. All right, so we're going to work on this company called 333. Okay, maintain payment program. So this is a basic, pretty beaten path, like 6 steps. Okay. Nobody asks this question these days in interview. Maybe in India they will ask. Maybe in several 10, 15 years back they were asking. But there are some people still like to ask. Tell me all the steps in the payment program. How do you configure the payment program? Okay, great. If you just look at the steps, right? Everything I told you just now, it makes sense. Now you can connect the dots, right? All company codes, paying company codes, payment methods in country, payment methods in company code, bank determination, house bank, and what they are. So let's see, all company codes. So here, in order to have this facility, the payment program to be used, now the SAP has a payment program. They already built it. It is available for anybody to use, right? You open the box, then it's there. Now, you want to set it up for your company code. Company code is a legal entity, right? It's the highest at the client level enterprise structure for its external accounting, right? I also gave another assignment yesterday or the last time when we met. Tell me the difference between client and the company code. I think I got it from Kamal at 7:47 a.m. The rest did not send it. Okay. So first of all, we're going to create new entries, okay, and put the company code 333. Okay, for the 333 company code, if we have a different paying company code, if we have a different sending company code, for example, company code is 333, which you will be doing the payment program, which will be running the payment program. For this company code, you can have anything as a sending company and paying company code. Okay, you can maintain any other company as a sending company and then the paying company. But just generally, people don't do it. If you have time, you can do all this modeling. Put different company codes and try this. There's a I never had any challenges. Somebody asking me if this company codes will be different. So I'm not going to do this. So you can put 333 as a 333. Okay. Separate payment method per business area. For example, companies are different business area, like line of responsibility, line of businesses. Do you want to initiate a payment per business area? Why? So that you can have a separate business area balance sheet. Okay. Yes, please.
What is the sending company code? Is it the, where the bill is generated?
Let's do this. Yeah, sending company code is company that is known to the business partner. Okay, so this is used in the cross company code payments, cross company code payments. Like I said, you have a group company and you have multiple businesses, right? Company codes: salon, sandwich company, grocery store, car dealer. Okay, so if the sending company code is different from the paying company code, the system knows the sending company code in the payment transfer medium is okay. The example is, I'm sure they give an example here. So company code 001 pays its own items, and the items of company code 002, 003. Okay, all items are grouped into one payment. So company code 001 is a
Paying
sending company code because it is sending the
payment.
payment. Okay, basically it is also the paying or it is sending the payment items of the company codes 002, 003 and also 001. So basically for company code 001, okay, because the company code 001 is paying, it is the paying company code, also the sending company code in this situation. On the other hand, company code 001, same here, pays its own items and the items of the company code 002, 003. However, a separate payment is created for each company code. In that situation, the sending code company will be different because sending company code is the company which is which is known for the business partner. The business partner only knows this is the company code. This is the company who is sending the payment. Okay. So when making cross company code payments, you can specify the sending company code as well as the paying company code for each company code. If the sending company code is different from the paying company code, the system notes the sending company code in the payment transfer medium. So this is very useful when the payment is executed. In the payment executed, the system sends a payment remittance advice. There it will specify what is the company code it is paying for, because otherwise the business partner would not know. Okay, so sending company code is a company where the customer would know, which means I think sending company has a liability. In other words,
It would be an asset right now, Vijay, because it is paying, sending the payment to its partner.
okay.
So it will be on the asset, and the paying company, the sending company will become the liability.
Yeah, you are telling intercompany payment, right? So intercompany receivables, payables.
Yes.
Correct. If I'm paying on behalf of other company, so it will initiate a intercompany postings. Now
Right.
they said I paid on behalf of you. Now you owe me this much money.
Right.
Okay. Now later on, this company pays on behalf of me, then they owe me money. So within the company codes and under the group company, they don't pay each other, right? There's no point. So grocery store paying on behalf of me, and then the sandwich store I'm paying on behalf of the grocery store. They don't meet and pay each other. They do the netting. They call something called netting. They clear this each other. So you owe me $1,000. Now I owe you $800. Let's clear this. Now you owe me $200. In the balance sheet will be $200. Correct?
Right.
So that's called netting process, which is used in SAP as a intercompany payables receivables. There's a separate configuration where you can, when you raise an invoice, when you raise a vendor invoice, you can actually post invoice on behalf of other company code. Okay. When you do that, system will automatically post an entry into your company as a receivable or payable, and post another entry into another company code as a payables or receivable. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's a configuration for intercompany payables receivables. But then again, companies don't use that set of configuration because it's old, outdated.
Yeah.
It is not very fancy. People use BPC, business planning consolidation, and a lot of other services, other tools. My previous company, they used a different tool for intercompany. completely different from SAP, because SAP is not that specific on this. When clearing, eliminating intergroup profits, right? Those are very important. When you consolidate, right? When you consolidate all the company codes, you have to eliminate the intercompany profit and loss, right?
Yeah.
So those will not be done, I believe, in this just the system. So that's why they have a consolidation model in SAP. The consolidation model will take care of all this intercompany. It will identify any dealings with the trading partners. So affiliates, right? The two company codes become trading partners under the same company. When I'm buying and selling, if there's a profit or loss, it will eliminate. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, just stay with this. We'll just use the 333. Okay. Now all this you can configure: cash discount and tolerances. Okay. If you need more explanation, okay, basically there are two things you can do. You can press F1. It will explain. Specify the number of days by which the cash discount periods and period for the detailed top net fund may be exceeded. Okay. By determining the due date, the system has a number of days specified here to dates. Payment is then sometime made after the exact date of the terms of payment. Okay. Tolerances days for payable, meaning you can specify 2 days or 3 days. That system will wait, okay, for the due date. System will wait for the due date, and then it add this tolerance days and then make a payment. Okay. Got the point? Then outgoing payment with the cash discount from. Okay. If so this is a payment. You're making a payment to the vendor. Okay. So here with the cash discount from, what are the cash discount you should consider from? Because when you make a payment by the due date, vendor will give you cash discount. Okay. Now, is it worth? Can you pay now because he's giving? Is it worth, right? Paying now. Let's say there's $1 million. What do you call that? Due. If you pay today, they'll give you 1% discount. Okay. The next payment due will be, they said if you pay by 30 days, 1% discount, or like 0.5% discount. If you pay after 60 days or 70 days, there's 1% discount. Then system will calculate whether should I pay or not, right? You can say, don't pay. We have $1 million in hand, right? We don't have to pay. We can do something, and we pay after 60 days. So what is the cash discount percentage that you should take from? Okay, system will, you are configuring the system, telling the system. Okay, you can say maximum cash discount. Take the maximum cash discount, which means don't bother, just pay. If your system, this program will consider if you're getting maximum cash discount, just pay. So special GL transaction to be paid, special GL transactions for exceptional, these are for the down payments. Okay, whether you receive down payment from the vendor or you pay to the vendor, you pay down payment to the vendor. Okay, then you collect down payment from the customer. Do you want them to consider? When you say consider, system will go and say, hey, there's a down payment exists from the vendor. Okay, and let's say it could be either way, right? Down payment made, down payment received, right? Even from the vendor also, you could have made down payment received, all this stuff. That could be negative balance. Okay, all this stuff. So I don't want to save this because it's already there, I think. Yeah, an entry already exists. So this is what you do. Okay. So 333, which we did. Now next thing is paying company code. So why is the paying company code? So the paying company code is the company actually runs a payment program. Okay, actually runs a payment program, and the money is taken from this bank account. That's very important. Okay, sending company code is just which the customer would know. So sending company code is the company which has a liability. Okay, which has a liability to pay to the vendor. Paying company code, as it says, I am paying on behalf of you. Okay, I'm paying on behalf of you. That is called the paying company code. So, which means my financial, there is an impact on my financials. My cash position will change. My cash by bank account will go down. right? But the liability is with the sending company code. Make sense? Okay, so 333. We can do this previous entry 333. So here, minimum amount for incoming payment. Okay, so basically you are selling the system. This is even though this is for a vendor payment, this is for the vendor payment. Okay, which is outgoing payment. You can also use this for a customers for incoming payment. You can also receive money from the customer. Okay, you can also initiate money from the customer bank account if he is authorized, if you are authorized to take the money from the customer account, right? Right. So we are a customer and we authorize all the utility companies, right, to take money from a bank account, right? So you can do that too. So what is the minimum amount for outgoing payment? Basically, when you are running the payment program, you have lots of vendor invoices, right, ranging from like $1 to maybe $10 to whatever it is, right? $10 to $1 million, whatever it is. So when you run the payment program, what will happen? What will happen when you run a payment program? It will generate a payment. It will generate a check. It will generate a payment advice. Or it will initiate a transfer to the bank, right? When you what will happen? It's just a cost to the company. When somebody initiates this, somebody runs this payment program, we have to pay money to the accounting clerk, right? She's running this program. Number two, if you're initiating a bank transfer, whatever it is, it costs money because you have to pay to the bank for every transfer, right? Wire transfer costs $35. Check would cost, if you're doing an online check, it costs $1.50 or something, right? If you're doing whatever payment method, the payment remittance advice have to be printed. All this costs money. Banks will charge you money, right? So why would I do this for $10? If I had to pay to the vendor at $10, I wouldn't do this, right? Because it costs money. If there's a $5, why would I do this? To run the payment, it will take maybe $15 for the particular payment. So I don't do this. So you can mention what's my minimum amount. Minimum amount should be 100. If it's less than 100, program will not run. It will not consider. So no exchange rate differences. All this stuff you can search one by one. And the next thing is forms. So here's the forms. Okay, paying company code will be using this forms. What is this forms? This forms, right? This is for payment advice. When you send to the vendor, when you send a payment to the vendor, what do you have to do? You have to notify for which invoice you're paying, right? For which invoice you're paying. So when, whatever it is, right? Even you're sending the payment by electronic transfer, but as per legal, you have to send them the payment advice stating what invoices you have paid and when you have paid and what mode of payments you have made, right? You have used. One second, somebody texting me. Okay. This is very important. And who designs this form? This is done by the ABAP developers. Okay. SAP script is a kind of script used by the ABAPers, or SAP script and the smart forms. There are two things: SAP script and smart forms. They are available within SAP, which could be used for running configuring or customizing the payment advice as per your company code. This is for EDI. EDI stands for Electronic Data Interchange. Sometimes you make an EDI payment. Okay, so big companies like Walmart and a lot of big companies, they accept EDI payment. EDI is another type of payment method. Okay, so what exactly this guy does? I think if I click the forms here, it's a form for the payment advice. So you will see this everywhere. Okay, how does it look like? I just double click the form, or you can just go to the transaction code. You can go like this. Sorry, where are we now? Okay, so this is the display header. You have to understand what is F110. F110 is the transaction code to run the payment program. F110 is a transaction code to run the payment program. It starts with F110. And what is underscore US? Underscore US stands for this is used for US. Okay, you will find F110 underscore DE underscore SG underscore MY for different countries. Okay, so UK and stuff like this. So AV stands for some kind of German word. Okay, so this is an active status. You can look at the pages. All right, just taking forever. Okay, let's just kill this. It's just taking time. Stop. Okay, so I'm going back. You know what's the transaction code? I went there. FBZP. FBZP. FBZP for configuration. Okay, see, and then F110 is for the running the payment program. Got it? So FBZP is the configuration, and F110 is the okay. What happened to the system now? All of a sudden. Okay, I don't know what happened. Systems just taking forever. Kill this guy. Stop. Stop. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now I think it's working fine. So FBZP is the transaction code for doing the configuration. F110 is the transaction code for running the payment program. Okay. So that's why maybe now it should work. So now I'm going to paying company code. This is where I was. Okay, 333 is my company code. So we saw this before, and then I went to the forms, and then I click the forms here. Put the cursor in the form name here. This guy. Okay. Pages. It just doesn't work after 10 seconds. Now it's working. So here, this is the form. This is a page layout. All this is done by the ABAPers. So you can, these guys will design them, each of them. So just for your viewing pleasure, you can look at the printing test. This guy will show how this form will look like. Okay, this might guide, this will come up or not. So without waiting, we will go and continue work. Okay, we were at MVC. Yeah. Okay, so we saw this. We were here, right? We were here. Okay, that's good. The next thing is we just set up two company codes, which is a company code that's going to pay and which is a sending company code. Great. Next is payment methods in the country. Like SAP is run in lots of countries. Okay. So every country has to have this payment methods. Every country has to have the payment methods. Allowed payment methods. So, like in Mexico, they have different payment methods. In Argentina, they have different payment methods, right? And probably in some other European country, they have different payment method as per their legal internal regulations, internal controls and governance. Again, it's really slow. It's really slow. Okay. Okay. Finally, yeah, this is working. For preview. What happened to this guy? All right. Okay. This payment method country, this screen just came up. Like I said, you have to make sure the payment method allowed in the country, you could have a different payment method, completely different, right? Similar to check or not. Then you can configure that, right? You can configure here, for example, if you see here, SEPA, as exclusively used in European Union, right? Credit transfer, like MT101. This is a bank file format used in Europe. So Denmark, Spain, France, they have different payment methods, right? Just not the name is different, right? It could be different entirely, the way it gets processed, okay? All this you have to configure. Now, our 333 company code, I think that is in Deutschland, I believe so. Germany, so I'm going to use this guy. Okay, so I think this is just be Belgium. D stands for Deutschland. So Denmark. Now this is Denmark. And there's my Germany, right? So where's my Germany here? Did I miss it? Okay, let's do United States, just for example. So in United States, these are the payment methods, they have like a check, ACH, federal drawdown, I don't know what it is, payment by IHC, single check, bank transfer, Fed wire, domestic, cross-border wire, direct debit, the bank transfer. Let's look at ACH. So ACH is also called direct debit, right? Direct debit, which is, all your salary, everything goes to the ACH. It's called direct debit. So in the payment method in US, just for I know we are working on DE company code, DE country, I believe, but that's okay. So here they specify what is the actual payment method. Okay, you specify this payment method is A. It could be Z. You can specify whatever you want. You give a description. Okay, and used for outgoing payment. And this payment method classification, is it a bank transfer or a check or bills of exchange or both? So all this you can configure. Okay, now here's the thing. These are good stuff. You can click one by one. What are the currencies allowed for this payment method? You can specify. These are the only currencies allowed. We're not doing it. Similarly, permanent destination countries. So which country, when you're initiating this, right? Well, you can send check, but other countries should also receive. Okay, so you can specify which country could receive it. Okay, and note to pay by origin. So you want to put something here. Okay, by origin. If it's going to US, if it's going to Mexico, you want to put something like, oh, this is the payment method we use, whatever it is. So just note. Okay. Now here's the thing. This is called payment medium workbench. This is very important. Okay, use payment medium workbench. So what is payment medium workbench? This is called, as you know, this is a payment. Medium is the form of communication, right? What is called medium? Medium stands for media, right? It comes from the word media. Media comes from the word medium, right? Medium is a format or form of communication. What is workbench? Workbench is something called in SAP, they call it customization. Okay, workbench is where they customize. Correct. Let's think about this workbench. A carpenter has a workbench, right? What does he do? He could just buy stuff and put together. Okay, that's configuration. He can buy different types of woods, chips, or bars or nails. He can put them together, configure. But why would he need a workbench when he wants to cut them to size? When he wants to, what do you call that? Whatever he needs to do, right? When he wants to saw them, when he wants to cut them into different shape, right? Trim the corners, whatever it is, then use the workbench, right? That's why it's called workbench, because he's customizing it. A tailor shop, okay? He has a workbench, okay? What he does, he takes the cloth and cuts them into different sizes, different measurements, different dimensions. He's customizing for somebody's need. So that's called workbench. Use payment medium workbench means it's a ACH is a format which is customized to send it to the bank. It's a program which communicates to the bank. In other words, this is a program which communicates to the banks for this payment method. So you can look at this information for payment medium workbench. What does it have? Okay, this is just testing our patience. Okay, in the meantime, you can look at here, right? If you are using ACH, what are the details you need to have? You need to have bank details. You need to have account number required. Oh, sorry. In the master data, and the vendor master data should have this account number so that it will collect when the payment program runs. It pick up the account number from the vendor master data and creates this file. Posting details. What payment method document you should use? Document type use for this. It's the same. Now I'm going to click on the format settings here. I wanted to see how this payment medium workbench work. This is what everybody these days company uses. They also call it DME, data medium exchange. Okay. This is also a very important question. Have you worked on a DME? People ask DME. When they say DME, DME means payment media workbench. Okay, so this is just ridiculously slow today. Wait, just stop recording. All right. So, like I said, this is this is very important. Got disconnected. Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Jay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, so this is actually very important. I wanted to show you something here. There's something called, this is payment medium workbench. This is called classic payment medium work programs. What is called classic? When you say classic, it's pretty old, right? Right? Classic payment medium is pretty old. So they many years back, they brought this DME format because there's something called DME. The banks came up say that, hey, every company uses different payment methods and different they are sending different format. Okay, the files they are sending a different format, right? Let's do one standardized, right? What are the Eamon, tell me again, what is standardized, and then what else? What next? Standardized.
Standardized.
Simplify and share.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, man.
Yeah, sorry.
I probably said 10 times since yesterday, right in front of you. Standardize, simplify, share. So that's how US like to do that, right? They want to standardize. 50 states, they have a same standard system, right? Nothing different. So that they all can simplify the process across the states and they can share with any state, right? That is the beauty of US that no country can ever have in this world, right? Right. So here, payment medium formats, right? ACH, SAP structure. See, this is the structure they use. FPM ACH underscore. This is the structure they use. So you can go one by one. Event modules. Okay. The DME engine. This is a separate, functionality. This is very important. Okay. Payment medium workbench. There used to be a classic. That's also classic. Classic uses the RFFOU underscore C program. RFFOUS underscore C program. And you can also use this program. Okay, then you use this payment medium program. Workbench is different from payment medium program. Okay, so there's something called DME. I was telling you, right? DME, it's a standardized format all the banks now uses. DME stands for data medium exchange. So banks will usually send a file. Hey, this is the format which we allow to receive into our system. When you are sending the file that, hey, make this payment to this vendor, make this payment to this, collect the money from the customer. Okay, that's what the program does, right? That's what the automatic payment program does. It is going to send the details to the bank in a format. Now the bank says, stop sending all this nuisance. Send this format, so that every company will, has one specific standardized format. So there's a less troubleshooting. There's a less errors, right? So I got the file. I can send it to you. It's probably very confusing now. You can download and you can look up in Google and say DME file structure. So a lot of fancy things happen, a lot of errors, and people need a lot of guys working in today in now at least in VRIT, they all working in payment program. Okay, good or not. So they all say, Jay, we all work. There's a payment program issue. Always there's a payment program issue. Okay, but this is a very important program. Okay, and that's why people ask this type of question always in the interview. Okay, great. So that's DME and that's a classic. Great. So here, this company code, it was using DME file. Let's just save this here, ACH. I'm not touching anything. Yes, I didn't save anything. Okay. This is at the country level. Okay, this is at the country level. Now the payment methods at the company code level. Payment methods at the company code level. So our company code is 333. Okay. remember, we use the DME at the country level. Okay. Now here, so we can use the script for the payment medium here. Okay. For the, this is for the payment medium, which is basically, I think, printing the payment advice. This is the payment advice, printing the payment advice. That one is a DME file communicating to the bank. Okay, that's the difference. Did the other one come up? Yeah, see here. This is what I'm trying to, this is the program, F11 underscore AUS, right? I try to print a test page. This is how it looks like. This is the payment advice, okay? This payment, we have cleared this item listed below the document number. Please use this blah, blah, blah. We have settled the items, your due items, all this will be, this is a standard form. Your ABAPers will change the form. We'll work on this form, okay? Again, the DME is to communicate to the bank, okay? This guy form for the payment medium is to communicate to the vendor saying that what are the invoices you have paid. Make sense? It is also a SAP script. Okay. So now, again, the same thing. So when you are using the payment method B, what is the minimum amount you're paying? What is the maximum amount you're paying? Because P is a check payment. For every check, the bank is going to cost $1.50 or $2, $3. So you don't want to pay your invoices that is like $1 or $2, right? So what is the minimum amount you will pay using this payment method? Okay, whether foreign business partner allowed, foreign currency allowed, single payment for the marked item, single payment for payment per due day, extra individual payment, all this, it's common sense. You can click one by one, press F1, help button, and you can find out. Great. With that, the next is bank determination, okay? So this is very important. What's called bank determination? I already told you, right? Now, when you're sending a payment for each payment method, what is the currency you're paying? And what bank account I should use? Correct? What bank account I should use? Okay, guys, this is really slow. I thought I will just at least finish the configuration. Okay, now it's up here. Great. So this is the bank account configuration. Somebody was chatting. Somebody was, sorry. So like I said, right, when you're sending the payment to the vendor and what bank account you use, what currency you use, right, for which payment method you use, which bank the money should go from. So you can have multiple bank accounts, multiple banks, multiple bank accounts. Okay, there's a difference between multiple bank and multiple bank accounts, right? You can have Bank of America. Within Bank of America, you can have multiple bank accounts. You can have Wells Fargo, and within Wells Fargo, you can have multiple bank accounts, right? You can have a checking account, you can have a foreign currency account, you can have a hedging account, you can have, whatever account, right? All this stuff. Line of credit account, which account you should use the money from for what type of payment method. That is what you specify here. Let's say our company code is 333. It is nothing specified here. That's here. 333. Select this 333. Okay. See, I'm not going to tell you how you can navigate them. Now I'm sure you all know. But anyways, If you have to select this guy, when there's a table, if you see a content here like this type of format, you click this and then check one by one. What is the ranking order? What does the ranking order means? Which bank account I should take the money from? What is my first bank account I should go after? What is the second one? Okay, there's no money. Second one, there's no money. Third one, there's no money. Fourth one, what is the ranking order? Okay, here it's pretty standard. Payment method. If I'm using a payment method B, and if I'm paying by euro dollar, my first preference is take from this HAL bank account, house bank. Okay, second ranking order would be if I'm using the same per currency, if I'm paying the same currency, if I'm sending the payment method B, take this from here. Then bank accounts. If you click the bank account, it says, what are the bank accounts I have? You can say, right? You can say, oh, this take from here, but you have to specify what bank accounts you have and what sub GL account it goes to. See, if you're posting to this bank account, sorry, if you're sending the money to this bank account, this is actually bank, okay, house bank. This is the bank account. If you're sending to this bank, Bank of America, within Bank of America, I can have multiple bank accounts. This is called bank account ID. There's a difference between house bank and account ID. House bank is your just one master bank. Account ID is your individual account IDs. Now bank sub account. So bank sub account means which GL account it should post to. Because when you send a payment to the vendor, your money is not directly crediting from the bank, right? I'm sending a vendor. So I'm sending a check. I'm giving a check to Hemant. What will happen? Nothing happens, right? I still have the money. He did not get the money yet until he goes to the bank and deposit the money, deposit the check on time, and the check gets cleared and he gets the cash into his account. Until then, I still have the money, right? So what happens is there's something called bank clearing account. When I am issuing a check, that money goes to the bank clearing account, not because the money will not be taken from the bank account. It will go to the clearing account. Why? Clearing accounts are a temporary accounts. So here you specify what clearing accounts you should use. Okay. Then you can go to the available amounts. What are the available amounts for each bank account? This is static. Okay, this is not dynamic, which means it doesn't change at all. There's no interface with the bank which reads your available balance from the bank and updates here. No, you can just usually people put maximum amount. Then value date. What's called value date? Anybody knows what's value date? So value date is something like in treasury, in a banking, people use as value date. So value date is something effective date. Okay. Similarly, I told you, now I'm issuing a payment to Hemant. Okay, today I'm issuing a payment, but the money is not going out of my bank, right? It may take 2 days or 3 days, 4 days. So my value date would be effective date when the transfer affects my books. That's called value date. The value date is something which is the day when this transfer affects my books. That's called value date. So I can put 2-3 days from the value date. So here I can specify, click new entries, payment methods. Okay, if I'm using this payment method C, for example, check, I'm using Bank of America. In the Bank of America, I have this checking account, and then amount limit is, let's say within this, let's say I'm sending $1,000, that I'm using validate 3, which means it takes 3 days for him to clear the check. If you so system in your cash position, there's another model called cash management model, treasury model, which actually works on your liquidity management, cash forecasting, cash concentration, cash position. There's a lot of cash related stuff, modules in the SAP. It will impact there and say that when the CFO runs a report, system will not take this into account until 3 days. Because you specify it takes 3 days for the money to go out of the bank, to be credited from the bank, right? So that your CFO can be in a better position to see, right, whether he will have the money or not, when the money will go down, when the money will be credited, when the money will be taken from the bank. So when he will be short of funds to run his project. Make sense? Good. Okay. So and then expenses charges, right? So each payment method, whenever you initiate a payment, banks make a charges. you have to pay money. Then which GL account you should go to? It should go to an expense account because it's an expense, right? You cannot collect the money from the vendor. Great. That's a bank determination. Then this is called house banks. So again, like I told you, house banks are different from bank account IDs. Again, house banks are different from bank account IDs. House banks are different from bank account IDs. House banks are basically the bank you deal with. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, or your local credit union, right? Or small banks, all this stuff. Inside which you can have multiple bank accounts. Inside which you can have multiple bank accounts. That is called bank account IDs, right? That's called bank account IDs. So which you will see here. So I don't think we can do the payment program run today. Okay, I also have to go out, but I'll give you some assignment to create house bank. We're not going to configure any of those, okay? Because those, was pretty not very complicated. But I wanted to guys to create some house banks and account IDs, okay? Which we'll do now. Okay, come on. Already 333. This came up. So look at this guy here, house bank. House bank is a bank key. Okay, what is called bank key? Routing number. Like I said, you all know every bank has a routing number. Okay, in SAP they call it bank key. This is called routing number, right? The Bank of America starts as 120000589, 76 something like this. It's usually 9 digits. Your routing number will be always 9 digits, and you cannot put a random number. It has a logic to it. So that's called bank key. So each bank account, each house bank will be set up in SAP. Now, under this, you can have multiple bank accounts, right? So this is one Bank of Halifax. Okay. Under this, you have, see here, house bank is HAL. Under this, you have one bank account. Again, you should be very clear on this. House bank is different. House bank is just your bank brand, okay, or just name of the bank. Account ID is how many bank accounts you have, right? Each will have an account ID. See, this is the account number. This is your account number in the bank. And what GL account this guy will post to. Again, this is the GL integration. FA integration with the house bank, right? Now the bank key, the bank key will be here, the address, everything will be here. Okay, how do you create this? Okay, this is the exercise. Okay, how do you create this? The transaction code for FI12, I think. Yes, I think so. Let's see. Correct. So the transaction code here is FI12. That's transaction code FI12. I think FI12. I think FI12 is changed. Let's go to FI11. What will pop? Yeah, it's not there. FI11 doesn't exist. Yeah, so FI12. Okay, change view, then go into creating new one. FI12. Come on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new entries. See, I went to FI12, I clicked on a new entry. Okay. Come on. Okay, so this thing came up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, first thing is, I'm going to create a house bank. Okay, let's say city. City is my house bank. Okay. I don't. You guys might want to use Citibank. I'll use something else. Let's use IOB. I don't like to use Indian banks, but I want to reserve some of the US banks for you guys when you do the assignment. So bank country is, let's say, US. Now this is the routing number. When I'm setting up, okay, when I'm actually having an engagement with the bank, right? When I'm establishing engagement with the bank, I'm a new company. First thing is I have to open a bank, right? If you set up a legal entity, first thing is you got to open a bank account, right? So I'm going to establish a relationship with the bank account. Then the bank key input, depending on the country, it has its own digits. I think India has its probably longest. Brazil will have the longest again. But US will have the 9 digits. Okay, great. So you can put address details, EDA partner profile, data medium exchange, all the stuff you can put. Let's say you are communicating with the bank electronically, also will go here. Where's the bank's EDA partner number? Let's say you are sending communication via by flat file, by data exchange, all this you will enter here. You don't have to worry. Then similarly charges, right? Which charge when bank is charging some money, what's a bank account, bank number, account number, all this you can put. So now we created. Okay, I click on create. So here there's no GL account. Can somebody tell me why there's no GL account? I could create here, then asking for the bank account number. Indian, is it? Bank. It could be Pakistan, overseas bank. Something like that. I don't like to put here. And street, city, whatever it is, and just try to be more meaningful, not like what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm creating a bank. So what next? It's a transportable, it's a configuration. So it's a transportable. Look at the table. It is going to T012 table. Sorry, if you didn't see it, I'll show you again. Now you create a bank account. Again, your bank is the bank that you're establishing a relationship with, which has its own routing number. And that you can have multiple bank accounts, correct? Now I have bank accounts, which I'm going to create. See, in IOB, I'm going to create a bank account for example, disbursement or foreign currency account, or I can just say IOB1, IOB2. Usually I don't. I want to be able to better understand what it is for. I'll probably put AP disbursement. AP disbursement. So it's asking for a bank account number. Right. You want to put a GL account, of course, right? Because this GL account is important, where this GL account, anything related to the bank will post to. So I'm selecting a bank from this company called 333. It has to be a balance sheet account, and it has to have an open item management. Very important, right? The account should have it should be a balance sheet account because it's a bank account, and then it should also have a open item management enabled. Come on. Okay, so which GL account I should use? I'm going to select from here. Okay, there's a lots of accounts. How many GL accounts are here? Can somebody tell me?
60.
60. And let's say if I want to download this to my Excel spreadsheet, how do I do this?
Right click.
Right click and download, right? If I want to do GL master data, what do you do?
What?
From here, I want to go to the master data, FS00. How do you do? Yeah, click master records, okay?
Yeah.
Click master records.
Yes, right. Now I'm going to search for a bank account that's already created. I don't see anything here.
It's the city account.
What account?
Halifax.
Oh, yeah, here. Okay, this is the account it goes to. So discount account, don't worry, because this is used for bills of exchange. In US, nobody uses bills of exchange. Enter. Save. It is transportable. This is a configuration. This is transportable. Transport IBAN. IBAN stands for international sum number. Every company, so every bank has its own international sum business administration number, maybe. I don't know. How is it useful? Because now I'm sending the money from here to another country, right? They may have the same routing number. They may have, it caused confusion one point of time that they have same routing number, so they're not able to recognize where the payment coming from. So then the banks collectively, they created a consortium, and they said each bank can have one international bank sum number. So then it across the world, you can uniquely identify each bank. In a country, you have routing number, right? You can uniquely identify in a bank in a country by routing number. It cannot be the same for two different banks, right? Across the world, we have 280 countries, whatever, maybe 163 countries effectively using this bank processing payment methods, right? Effectively. So they all came with the consortium saying that we can have one universal international bank account number. That's what it is. So what does it mean? What does it mean? It creates a number in a format, like I think it's 24, 23 characters. It takes your account number and converts them into this format. Okay, save. Now I can have more than one account ID, right? I have in IOB, I can have multiple bank accounts. I can create one more. See, same IOB, I can create multiple account IDs, put another bank account number, put the currency, but the bank key will be the same. This routing number will be the same. And then you can put a different GL account or same GL account wherever you want this account to post to, okay? I'm not doing it. Great. Now the exercise here, we are coming to an end of the class. So you guys work on this company code. So 333, Kamal, say yes.
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, Hitesh, yes, 1000, and Hemant, 3000. Uzair, HK33. Okay, so you guys work on this company code. What you're going to do is, I want you to create, here's the thing, create 3 house banks, okay, and 2 account IDs under each. Make sense? So which means you'll create 3 house banks separately, like for example, Citi, Wells Fargo, or Bank of America. Under Citi, you create 2 account IDs, 2 accounts, bank account, one for maybe disbursement, one for hedging, one for foreign currency payment, one for line of credit, whatever it is. Similarly, you create them. So basically, you create 3 house banks and 6 account IDs. Make sense? Got it?
Yes.
It is due by Monday morning, and next session. What time? Monday is okay? Tuesday, it's okay? 7 p.m. is okay? Good.
Yes, Vijay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. This is due by Monday morning. Please send it. I don't know whether you have a laptop issue or whatever issue. Send it to me Monday morning. Otherwise, let me know. You have a lot of time but you have to catch up. Okay. And watch this video, and I will also ask questions from the AP from automatic payment program. Okay. I really think this is a very good explanation and video today. What we did, lots of details. Though I talk really fast and I talk my mind. Don't take it easy. It comes to me natural. No, sorry, it comes to me by practice. It doesn't come to you by practice. You have to practice. Okay. I can just blindly close my eyes and do the whole configuration and execute. Been doing this for many years. If somebody teach you, if somebody tell you something, ask questions. Okay, it doesn't go to your mind until you proactively take that and break them into different pieces and try to understand, ask question, apply some critical thinking. Okay, if somebody is telling you, if you just watch in Google, you just go and practice it, it does not help. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, watch the video and stop every, wherever you need to stop, write down notes and ask questions. Why he's saying this? Why this idiot is telling this? Why not we can do the other way? Okay, please apply your common sense, expand your thoughts. SAP is a glorified common sense, right? Nothing else. It's a glorified version of what you do every day, day to day. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. And then we will connect on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Then again, this is the assignment here. This is all your company codes. And Monday morning, it is due. I will see the rest in the class. Yami, Uzair, and Anand very soon. Okay. Any questions?
No, Vijay.